back. Knicks beat Denver tonight by 10. That means New York finishes the month of January 9-6. Back now from the corner three, presented by Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer. Next up for the Knicks, LeBron James and the Lakers are in town Saturday. It's a national TV game, so you can listen on the radio broadcast on ESPN New York. Then on Monday, the Rockets are in town, and that game concludes the Knicks' 5-game homestand. Time now to listen into the Knicks. Tom Thibodeau, his post-game comments presented by Chase.
Coach, the third quarter had ebbs and flows. Denver took the lead early, but you were able to come back. How did you turn it around and just maintain the lead?
Yeah, I thought we came out and we started the quarter. We missed some shots. They got, I think they went up 8, and then we were missing some good shots. But once we got our defense going, I think that's what turned it. And our ball pressure, forcing turnovers, getting into the open floor, the play that OG made with Josh. It was a great hustle play, but that sort of got us going. And then we picked up the tempo. We were able to go off a live ball. And, I think we had 25 fast break points. And that was a turning point. So you got to win games different ways. I didn't like the rebounding in the first half, second half better. But our hustle really is what got us going. And those easy buckets, I think that got Jalen going into the open floor. OG was terrific throughout. And then I thought our bench gave us timely minutes to start the end of the third, start of the fourth. I thought Cam, Deuce, Precious was terrific with Cat in foul trouble. And we needed that. So we needed everyone and just find a way to win and keep building. And I love the unselfishness. I think 33 assists, guys making plays, Jalen, 15 assists. And when you play like that, that gives your team like a really strong spirit and togetherness. And I thought we were really connected, and that's important to get those shots.
Can you talk about Precious's defense on their, 3-time MVP? He got trouble early, but you guys, a lot of people played the defense, but
and that's a tough challenge, and not only, and what he allows us to do is we can give different looks in the pick and roll, and I thought a big key was, obviously Jokic getting in early foul trouble, and I thought. OG's aggressiveness to start the game was huge for us. Like the way he attacked the basket, and that changed the way they were subbing. And they're a terrific team, and they put a lot of pressure on you at all times. And Murray's a tough cover, but Jokic is terrific. And then Russell Westbrook is ageless. He plays hard on every possession and. But then Porter got going a little bit in the third quarter, but they're a tough team. Their offense is phenomenal, and they hustle like crazy on defense too.
Jalen, I don't think scored in the fourth quarter, but 7 assists. Just seemed like he orchestrated everything.
Yeah, and I thought the third quarter was very aggressive, and we knew that they'd be more aggressive with trying to get the ball out of his hands, and I thought. He didn't fight the game. He just hit the open man, and we got easy buckets off of that. And I thought Carlton had some timely baskets for us just off hustle in the fourth quarter. And that's what you do. Whatever the game calls for, just find a way to win. And the togetherness was, I thought we were connected on offense and defense, and I think that's huge for us.
What does it say about your best player when it's a 110-106 ball game, and then all of a sudden he's leading you in scoring, and he just dishes out a pass to Hart. He found Bridges, then he found Hart again. And that was the ball game. Yeah,
and credit to all of them, because when the defense is aggressive, everyone has to be in sync with each other to create the advantage. And we feel we'll get an advantage anytime you put 2 on to Jalen. If everyone gets to the right spots and we get the ball out quickly, and usually the second pass will get you a wide open shot. And I thought guys were very unselfish and just making the right play. And like I always say, the game tells you what to do. So if they put 2-on-1, hit the open man, let him trust making the pass. I thought OG had a number of timely shots for us, and that's big.
Tom, it seems like whenever another team goes on a run, you guys don't really get phased. Where does that come from? Just to know that you can.
Yeah, I think that, and again, there's still, it's a good win, and we don't want to get carried away with ourselves. We'll enjoy it, but there's things that we have to continue to improve upon. I think these are all good tests for us because it tells us exactly where we are and what we have to work on to get better and not to be satisfied and always have the belief that we could do things better. And I think this team does. And we have a committed group that's willing to sacrifice for each other and play for each other. And when that happens, the good stuff comes from that.
The improvement in defense, has that been just cohesion and communication? Is there something else? Like, what do you?
No, I just, and again, and I've said this to you guys from the start, and there's been, I don't, and I look at it pretty closely because I usually watch it a second and third time. And, if I had your ability, I would just not watch it a second and third time. But, and I say that, for me, it's net rating, right? And so what are we scoring and what are we giving up? That tells you really how good your team is. And then I look at, okay, if we're, seventh, I think, in points allowed, and we're fifth in points scored. So it's a positive. It's a +7 net rating, right? And then I look at what are the points we're giving up in the paint? What are we giving up in defensive transition? What's our rebounding margin? I always say defend, rebound. Our rebound margin is top 5 in the league. So that's what I'm looking at. And I'm looking at, okay, we have some challenges like every team does. So it's defensive transition. It's building your shell. It's working together. It's communicating, the willingness to make a second and third effort, challenge a shot, finish with the rebound. And the rebounding's been there all year. So I think, collapsing on the ball and then getting out, if there's no recovery after you help, then it's no help at all. So you have to do both. And I think we're getting better at it. We've been good at limiting 3-point attempts, right? Would I like the percentage to be better? Yes. I think we can do it a lot better. So, but there's a lot of good things, and it doesn't mean we have it figured out. It means we have to continue to work. There's a long way to go, and we want to be playing our best at the end.
Tom, what is it about Jalen and the way he prepares and the way he plays that allows him to be so consistent?
Yeah, and I think that's the word, his consistency. And the way he prepared, you're never surprised at the way he plays because that's really the way he prepares. And he studies. He understands what's going to happen in the game, how he's going to be defended, how our team's going to be defended, and where we can create advantages. And he's never satisfied with his performance. He always believes he could do better. And to me, when I look at him as he's obviously a great player, but he's a great leader as well. It's because of the example that he sets with his work ethic. And he's not a rah-rah, there's a million of those guys that say all the right things and do none of them. He does the right thing. And he's not afraid. He's got courage. But he also has great humility. And I think that's what lifts people up. And I think he has the ability to unite people and inspire. And I think we're a reflection of that.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Knicks began play, a game behind Boston for second in the East. KP and the Celtics tonight against the Bulls. Highlights and more next on the MSU 150. Come back, everyone. So the up to the minute standings in the Eastern Conference. The Knicks began the night a game behind the Celtics for second in the East, and that's how the night ends. Knicks a game behind Boston for second in the East, and we'll sort it out for you right now. As we take you to the MSG 150 final, the fastest 150 seconds in the National Basketball Association. Here's the Boston game against Chicago. KP on fire. Had 26 points in the first half. Boston only 6-6 in its last 12. Porzingis now healthy, and obviously they are a much different team when he's able to do things like that. He had 8 3-pointers in all. Boston wins 122-100. Miami hosting the Cavs. Donovan Mitchell, the drive and the Euro step. Fourth quarter, Mitchell's going to hit a 3. Jimmy Butler, of course, on suspension by the Heat. Mitchell had 34 points. Cavs had lost 3 out of 4, but they win 126-106. Eric Spoelstra at this point is out of ideas. Cavs have been up and down of late, but they win easily tonight. Sacramento and Philadelphia. Third quarter, Keegan Murray slides through the Sixers D for the jam. Kings go up by 5. Philly again without Joel Embiid, again without Paul George, again without Andre Drummond. They do have Tyrese Maxey, up and good. Down the stretch, Maxey again. He had 43 last night, 30 tonight, and Philly wins 117-104. Indiana, a league best 9-2 in 2025, playing host to Detroit. Pascal Siakam hits the 3 early. Fourth quarter, it's Siakam in the lane. He had a huge game tonight with 37 points, and the Pacers keep rolling. They blow out Detroit tonight, 133-119. The Mike and Clyde dishing and swishing edition. Earlier tonight, Josh Hart's favorite candy, Mike and Ike. It's Mike and Clyde. It's originally goated. That's what it said on the package. Clyde gifting Hart before the game, and Josh likes it because Josh likes all his candy. And we're going to get Josh Hart's post-game reaction next. Knicks win over Denver tonight by 10. Stay with us. The Knicks play the Lakers Saturday on national TV, so our next game here on MSG, the Hot Rockets in town Monday night. Knicks beat Denver tonight by 10. Josh Hart, 15-5-5. Here he is after the game with Alan Hahn.
Josh, it's 5 in a row, 2 against 2 very good Western Conference teams. I asked OG this on the court. I'm just curious if you feel like, is there any kind of statement this team is making right now?
Nah. I don't think so. They were just playing good basketball. So we're in a good rhythm. I mean, the season is peaks and valleys. It's all about finding a rhythm, losing the rhythm, finding it again, and, just trying to maintain it. So I don't think we're making a statement. We're just getting better.
Third quarter, they had the lead. Murray was cooking. He gets into foul trouble, leaves. It looked like the captain kind of took over there to close that quarter. How important was that close?
For sure, it was huge. We didn't come out to start the half the right way, and I think we let them get up like 8 or 9, or if not more. So being able to end the third the way we did was huge for us, and then obviously it gave us a big cushion going into the fourth.
What was the key to stopping Jokic from taking over the game?
Just being aggressive, making them see bodies, closing passing lanes, doing those kind of things. So obviously he's an amazing player. The only thing you kind of do is just try to make it tough for him.
Off night for Jokic, an on night again for Jalen Brunson, 30-15. His post-game reaction is coming your way right after this. The Knicks beat Denver tonight by 10. Jalen Brunson, 30-15. Here he is now after the game with Allen.
Jalen, how important was the close to the third quarter?
Very important. They caught the lead, and it was very important for us to kind of make sure that we had our foot on the gas still, and because we knew they weren't going to quit.
In the fourth quarter, you went from scorer to playmaker. What was happening with the offense that was turning you into the playmaker?
We were just running late, able to get out in transition after some stops, and teammates were making plays. I was able to just give them the ball.
And this is now another win against the top Western Conference team. What are you seeing from your team right now with these wins?
I mean, we're in a good spot right now, and I love the way we're playing, and it's something we've got to continue to build off.
Coach used the word in the post-game press conference, and that was humility. Do you see that from your teammates? Do you guys feel that that's the essence of this streak and the way you're playing?
Yeah, I think it's definitely part of it. I think we're understanding each other a lot more, and it's just we're clicking, and we're going to continue to click.
Jalen, what would you say the biggest difference between day one defense and defense now is?
We've played, what's our record? 32-16. What is that?
48.
48 games together.
What What's been the biggest reflection on the court of those 48 games defensively?
Just knowing each other, talking to each other, having better communication, making sure we're on the same page, and that just comes with time.
Knicks 408 points over the last 3 games, the most points they've ever scored in franchise history over a 3-game span. Josh Hart loves that. We'll wrap it up after this. All right, a couple of days off for the Knicks. They're going to host the Lakers on Saturday. That game is a national TV game, so you can listen on the radio on ESPN New York. Then the Rockets, second of the West, are in town Monday, and then the Knicks Tuesday at Toronto. Boston comes into town a week from Saturday. So big games ahead, and our next game here on MSG is that Rockets game. Pre-game at 7, game at 7:30. You can also stream on MSG Plus, now in the Gotham Sports app. Coming up next here on MSG, it's MSG Shorts. Precious Achiuwa on the bench, another nice game. Jalen Brunson, 30 and 15. Knicks beat Denver by 10. They've now won 5 in a row, and they wrap up January with a record of 9 wins and 6 losses. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll talk to you on Monday night.